How to become a great listener. Here I am with 9 useful tips that is surely going to help you in enhancing your listening skills. Let's get started. Tip number 1. Put away any kind of distraction. Mobile phones, gadgets, any object or anything for that matter. Just avoid any kind of distraction while listening to someone. Tip number 2. Don't daydream. Yes, it is such an important point. What happens is, at times we get lost in our own world of imagination while someone is speaking to us. So we have to check our mind, make an effort and tell ourselves that, respect enough to listen to what this person has to say now. Tip number 3. Focus on the speaker. Focus on the speaker by facing towards the speaker, by making decent eye contacts and by being all in. We have to be in the conversation so that the person feels being heard. Tip number 4. Listen. Just listen carefully. We have to listen without being judgmental. We have to listen without interrupting the person. We have to listen by giving that person enough space so that the person, expresses himself or herself freely without hesitation. This way the person builds a trust and becomes more comfortable while interacting with you. Tip number 5. Observe both verbal and non-verbal cues while the person is speaking. Yes, what happens is, when we observe both the verbal and the non-verbal expressions of the person, we get to know what exactly the person is trying to convey. So we have to be a good observer while listening. Point number 6. Acknowledge. We have to acknowledge by nodding or by giving verbal, sounds. For example, okay, so that the person feels, that we are listening to him or her carefully. So acknowledgement is very important. Point number 7. Ask good questions. Yes, a great listener always asks good questions because he or she wants to gain more clarity from the speaker about what he or she wants to convey exactly. So asking good questions is very important, but we have to make sure that the speaker is done with what he or she has to say. Point number 8. Rephrase. When you rephrase, you make sure that you got it right. Say for example, if I understand you correctly, you had a misunderstanding with your friend and now you want to get it fixed. Am I right? When you say this, the speaker would respond to you with a yes or a no, and you would also get a clear idea of what he or she wants to convey, and it makes the conversation better and the objective of the conversation is fulfilled. Point number 9. Empathize. We all feel good when we are being empathized. When a person says, I lost the job, I'm so sorry to hear that. I can understand how you feel. So when we empathize a person, the person feels comfortable with us. So these are the 9 tips that I gave you today. I hope these tips prove helpful to you. Thank you so much for listening to me so patiently all this while. Do subscribe to my channel and I'll be back with more helpful tips on effective communication. Thank you so much and take care. Bye-bye.